I'm Eric Novak. You know that old saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression? Well, that's a truism, but it's also true that over time you get a chance to maybe change what that first impression was like. In the case of Kia Motors, when they first arrived in North America, the first impression was pretty clear. They were building economy cars, cheap, not very much on quality and appointments, but that basic piece of transportation to get you from point A to point B. Now, unfortunately, over the years, Kia's made a lot better cars, but that perception still lingers a little bit more, and they're trying to make, well, let's just say, new impressions with new model lineups and new vehicles that are coming out. The most notable of which is standing behind me right now. It's a 2018 Kia Stinger. It is a gorgeous, fastback Grand Touring vehicle, and it's the feature of my latest review. So when you look at the overall exterior design of this Kia Stinger, it looks nothing like anything else in Kia's lineup, and really it has no direct competition. I mean, the overall shape, this Grand Touring GT car, might mimic, you could say, something like an A5 or an Audi A5, maybe a BMW 4 Series, even possibly a Lexus GS type of look to it, but this is with a main non-high-end nameplate with it. It's got this long, there's a long hood line to it, swooping back to this sort of Grand Touring fastback design. The tires themselves, there's even a bit of a flare on the back end. You've got two 25s on the front, these 19-inch wheels, and two 45s on the back, so you've got that flare out. You've got these interesting sort of air vents, a bit of a design feature, but they're also functional as well because they serve a purpose of ventilating the brakes. These gorgeous Brembo brakes on here, really nice touch. If there's one disappointment though, it's on the Tiger Shark grille, which is back at the front. You know, Tiger Shark is their signature grille, but if this car is unlike anything else, why put a front grille on that you could find on a Rio or a Forte, for example? I would have loved to have seen something a little more dramatic and stark to mimic the overall uniqueness of this Stinger, but on the whole, this really is a great eye-catching vehicle, and certainly an eye-opener for someone who's not familiar with what Kia is doing lately. The interior of the Kia Stinger, like all Kia designs in the last few years, does show the imprints of the company's president and chief designer, Peter Schreier. Ergonomics are an important part of a Schreier design, and the cockpit-centric driver layout in the Stinger is indeed a hallmark. An awkward yet comfortable gear selector is well placed controlling the 8-speed automatic, while tactile controls dominate the center stack, which is split between climate controls on the bottom and an infotainment touchscreen up top. The screen is awkwardly positioned though, as it requires too much of a reach to access navigation, stereo, and other controls for my liking. Both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are compatible with the impressive 15-speaker Harman Kardon sound system my Stinger GT Tester was equipped with. The front seats are comfortable and well bolstered with Nappa leather surfaces and 42.6 inches of legroom. The second row seats 3 people if necessary, but is best designed for 2 and offers 36.4 inches of legroom and 37 inches of headroom. So if you got a Grand Touring automobile, you probably want to go for long drives. And this is one of the nice things about this Kia Stinger, because you've got this power liftgate, which gives you access to 23 cubic feet of cargo space. You can put your bags in there, room for a bit of luggage, maybe even a set of golf clubs or two. That's another great advantage, which is very helpful in this Stinger. Powering the Stinger is a peppy 3.3-liter twin-turbo V6 that produces 365 horsepower and 376 pound-feet of torque. Combined fuel economy is 11.3 liters per 100 kilometers or 20.8 US miles per gallon. A 255 horsepower 2-liter twin-scroll turbo 4-cylinder is also available in the US, but it hasn't made its way north of the 49th just yet. The V6 will get you from 0 to 100 kilometers in just 4.9 seconds, making it the quickest Kia ever produced and a lot of fun to drive. American buyers can get the Stinger with either all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive, but Canadians will have to be content with all-wheel drive only. That said, when switched to Sport mode, the Stinger will transition to an 80% rear wheel bias. The all-wheel drive system features a new dynamic torque vectoring control system, which monitors drivers' inputs and road conditions and automatically applies power and braking force to the appropriate wheels to maintain course in adverse conditions. There are 5 drive modes in total for drivers to select from, not to mention a cabin that's quiet enough to rival some high-end comparisons. The Stinger chassis is designed with 55% advanced high-strength steel, providing enough structural rigidity for engineers to build a car designed to feel and perform in the true sense of what a Grand Turismo should be. With a wheelbase of 114.4 inches, the Stinger is actually longer than the Audi A4, Infiniti Q50, Lexus IS, BMW 4 Grand Coupe, and even the Lexus GS and Mercedes CLS. The Stinger is no slouch in the safety department either. A first for Kia with the Stinger is a new driver alert attention system to help combat distracted or drowsy driving. Stinger drivers also benefit from forward collision assistance with integrated autonomous emergency braking, advanced smart cruise control, lane keep assist, and rear cross-traffic alert technology. The bottom line here is that the Kia Stinger is a heck of a lot of fun to drive, and given how many questions and approving glances I receive from strangers during my week in the car, I think it's changing the public perception of Kia in a way that no car before it ever has. So if you had a preconceived idea of what Kia vehicles are like, and then you spent some time in this Kia Stinger, just as my own experience, you're going to totally change the perception of what a Kia can be like. I really, really enjoy this car. In fact, probably one of the reasons why is because it sort of exceeded my expectations by a wide margin. Now, Kia has tried in the past to sort of branch out and go beyond the norm with their K900, and while that's a great flagship, luxury, powerful sedan, it really didn't take with the audience like I think this Stinger will. This has honestly been probably one of my favorite new car reviews in a long time, and I really think that this Kia Stinger, for the value, for the performance, for the overall aesthetic appeal of this thing, it's going to do really quite well for Kia, and I think you have to go try this out for yourself. That's it for this review. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Eric Novak. Thanks for watching. There's plenty of ways for you to keep connected with me, so check out some of my social media links, suggested videos, and I'd really love it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel.